Have you heard of Balia? I hadn't, not till I read about Shriman Chittu Pandey. Balia is a quiet village in eastern Uttar Pradesh that rests along the banks of the mighty Ganga. A boy was born in this village, and his name was, that's right, Chittu Pandey. But that's not how history would remember him. He would come to be known as Sher Balia, the Lion of Balia. Now, young Chittu Pandey was born in an India where freedom was only a dream whispered in hushed tones. A farmer's child, Chittu grew up in fields that weren't just soaked with water, but with the sweat and tears of a broken people. He watched injustice like a daily ritual. Land snatched, taxes multiplied, whips and rifles used to silence the truth, neighbors dragged away to jail, children starving even as their family's grain was grabbed. He heard the cries of women whose husbands were taken by the British police. From a young age, Chittu felt the fire of rebellion burn within. But he refused to be silent. He refused to be broken. He joined the freedom movement, aligning with Gandhiji, walking barefoot along the path of Satyagraha. And then in August 1942, Sri Mahatma Gandhi gave the call to quit India, a fire that spread across the nation. But few could imagine what would happen in the small district in eastern Uttar Pradesh, in a village called Balia, where Sri Chittu Pandey had taken charge. He did not wait for leaders in far-off cities. He did not bow to fear or threats. With nothing but courage and conviction, he gathered the farmers, the workers, the youth, all his people, his brethren, and led a revolt that shook the very foundations of colonial power. Under his leadership, the village of Balia did the unthinkable. Not a protest, not a march, but a revolution. They overthrew the British government in their district. The British administration collapsed. The district magistrate fled. Every British officer abandoned his post. And for a brief, electrifying moment in 1942, Balia was free. Truly free. The only sight of its sort in all of India. Sri Chittu Pandey didn't just lead a protest. He created a parallel government. They took charge of law and order. They freed political prisoners. They administered justice. This was more than a rebellion. It was a declaration that freedom was not something that you beg for. It was something that you seize. The chains of slavery were broken, if only for a moment. The British, humiliated and enraged, retaliated. They sent 1,000 soldiers to crush the uprising. Balia's freedom was brutally stamped out. Sri Chittu Pandey arrested, tortured and imprisoned. Yet even in chains, he never broke, he never begged, he never betrayed the people who stood with him. Even as he was imprisoned, words of his deeds spread throughout India. He had shown that even a single district led by a fearless lion could shake an empire. He had shown that freedom was not just a distant dream, it was within reach, closer than one might imagine. Sri Chittu Pandey passed away in 1946. He never got to witness his dream of seeing the Tiranga flutter in a free India, a dream that he loved so fiercely. But his roar, the roar of Balia, became a symbol that one voice and just one act of bravery can roar louder than any empire. He didn't ask history to remember him, but we must. Sri Chittu Pandey.